everybody, I'm Gagasita. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this beautiful space where I just love to share with you my love for makeup, old makeup, new makeup, all kind of makeup. And today's video, it's gonna be a review, a swatch party in the first, not really, but kind of. I'm gonna let you, I can explain myself in a few seconds. Today's video, it's gonna be all about the Flutter Palette by Ensley Rain. At this point, you already know that I love this brand, but let's talk about this beautiful product right here. First of all, I decided to bring this palette to my collection because, as you know, lately I'm really into special shades. So Ensley Rain just feed me with a lot of good special shades, and so this is why I decided to buy this palette and the other one too. I already done a video on the Flourish palette. And if you're more curious to know about that one, I'm gonna let the video up here so you can actually click and see that video. But this video is gonna be about this one here. So let's talk about packaging. When it comes to Ensley Rain, you already know the palette itself is a cardboard palette, and it comes in a sleeve that it's easy to take off, and it has the same art as on the palette itself, but on the sleeve you have all the ingredients. Even though I have to be honest with you, this is kind of hard to read. It's me, or it's this one here the problem. I feel that this is hard to read, and you don't have the ingredients on the back of the palette itself. The palette is a cardboard package. I was worried that my hair will catch on fire. Just imagine it's gonna be okay. Back to us. The palette, it's a cardboard palette, and the art itself is kind of you can kind of feel it when you touch. It's a really pleasure feeling to touch this palette. It comes, of course, with a mirror here and the thingy to protect your eyeshadows. And all the eyeshadows are magnetic, and this is the color story. The color story is this mix between pastel and grungy shades, and it's a really unique color story. I don't think I saw something like that before this palette, and not even after. It's really unique. It mixes grungy and pastel, cool and warm. It has everything. It has 6 matte eyeshadows and 6, I will say shimmer, but they are not shimmer, they are special shades shadows. All the eyeshadows are magnetic. They are the same size as eyeshadows in the Adapt palettes, but they don't come with the name in the back. Mine has one because I wrote myself, but they don't come with the name in the back. They are easy, like a palette where you can just have your color story already curated for you, but at the same time you can mix and match with other things to create your own color stories. If you don't have a huge collection, it always feels new and fresh when it comes to this kind of shadows, right? Now we're gonna swatch the shadows one by one, and then I'm gonna share with you my look. Oh yeah, by the way, this should be a first impression, but it isn't a first impression, because the first time I recorded this video, then I recorded the 2 looks with this palette, and then I noticed that I lose the footage where I was giving you my first impression. I tried to recreate the same look as I created the first time, but this is not my first impression. I cannot lie to you. Now I'm gonna share with you the swatches. I'm gonna swatch here on my arm. My arm is completely naked. I don't even have a body cream. I have nothing here. Let's talk about the eyeshadows. And this one is the shade Orange or Orchard Orange, which is a pastel orange shadow. And it's the shadow that I'm using right now as my inner corner and the inner half of my crease. And I have to be, this color here shows off on my skin, but don't too much. This one here to me could be a transition shade, not more than this. The next color is the shade Pixie Petal, which is when you touch it, it's really nice and soft, and it is a multi-chrome, and it has like a gray base, and it shifts pink, purple, orange, teal, a little bit of gold, but I will say that with the direct light you can definitely see more of this orchid purple shade. The next shade, it's gonna be the shade Serenity, and this Serenity shade, it's a pastel minty green. It's really warm, but not as warm as it could be a mossy shade. The next shade is the shade that I'm wearing all over my lid, and this color, it's definitely the star of the palette, in my opinion. It's the shade Golden Hour, and it's another multi-chrome, but this one, it's less flaky than Pixie Petal, and it's more opaque too. It is like a teal base that shifts green, pink, not green, teal, pink, gold, orange. It's a rainbow in an eyeshadow. On my lids, it looks a little bit more like a dusty teal or teal green shade that has a lot that shifts like the rainbow. So beautiful, so warm, and it can actually be really grungy without even trying it, which is so beautiful, so good, so freaking good. Let's swatch the next one. The next color is the shade that I'm using in the outer part of my crease. It's the shade Magic Moss, and this color, boy oh boy, this color is beautiful. It's like a mossy mustardy green shade. It's definitely green, but it has this mossy undertone that make it so magic. It's so beautiful, and the name, it's perfection for this color. The next color is the shade Moonflower. Moonflower, it's one of those colors that indie brands love to do for a good reason, because they are really pretty. And it's like a berry with some tealish shift and some pink too. It's really beautiful. Then we got the shade Dewdrop, and Dewdrop is a denim blue shade that shifts purple pink. It's a beautiful duochrome, and they are really sparkling. Even on the lids, they look so good. And we got the shade Flicker, which is I will say it's a sagey, it's a gray with a sagey undertone, and I used this one here all over my crease, and it was so beautiful. And even on my skin, I don't know, it kind of gives like a different kind of smoke to the eye. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful color, and it's a really unexpected kind of neutral too. Then we have the shade Sylph. This color, it's a stunner, really similar to Moonflower, but this one here shifts to orange too. And you can see Moonflower shifts a little bit more on the tealish side, while Sylph just shift this baby blue and purple and pink, and you can actually see a little bit of coppery on this. shade that sometimes it shifts to something that you don't expect, but on my opinion they are really similar and they didn't need to be both in the same palette. Just my opinion. Then we got the shade Wimp, which is like a fantasy movie shade. Beautiful. It's like a dusty purple, it's almost a mauve, but not mauve yet. It's beautiful. This shade here, all over the crease, with maybe the shade itself, can create a really spicy neutral kind of look. You know, it's a color easy to wear. Yes, this is what I mean with neutral, easy to wear. Then we have the last shimmer of the palette, which is the shade Mystic Meadow, and again it's a pink that shifts green and blue too. Can you see how much this 1, 2, 3 colors are really similar? I will say that the most unique is the shade Moonflower, this one here, Moonflower. And she's really unique because in some light it kind of gives you gold too, silvery, not gold, platinum. It's beautiful, but I feel that this 3 color didn't have to be in the same palette. And then we have the last color of this palette, which is honestly a really cute and unique matte. This is the shade Eco, and the shade Eco is a green gray shade. I will call this one here to be a dual chrome matte. What I mean with the dual chrome matte is that it's a color that changes. It changes not depending on the light like dual chromes or multi-chromes, but it changes depending on who you combine this color with. For example, I combine this color here with the shade Moss, and I got a really beautiful deep dark green, as you can see here on the angle of my eye. I got this really beautiful green gray shadow, and when I combine it with this purple here, it became like a really deep dark gray. It's a stunner. This is the color story, by the way. I feel that this palette here could have some more different shadows. These two here in this light that I'm using right now, I'm using a ring light and then 2 smaller lights in the side, and they kind of look all the same. Realistically, you don't need all 3 in the palette. They are different, you know, they are different colors that I will have all 3 in my, I don't know, single collections, but they are kind of redundant within the same color story. Now I'm gonna let you with the tutorial of this look here. This is not my first impression by any means. I'm so sorry if you think so. It's not a first impression at all, because I recorded my first impression, then I lose the footage, and then I had to redo the look, you know. And in the middle time, I already filmed the 2 looks, 1 palette using this palette here. So this is the 4th time that I record with this video, with this palette. You just don't got to see the first impression. Now I'm gonna let you with the tutorial and then with my impression of the palette. Not the first, but the 4th impression, okay? So before we start to do the eyes, let's talk about what's going on my face. First of all, I started by using the Benefit Power Fashion. This one is a mini, but it's still really good. I just place it over my problematic zones. Then I went all over my face with the foundation from Hourglass. This one is the Soft Glow Foundation. Then was time for concealer. Lately I'm using a lot the one from Too Faced. This one is the Born This Way and is in the shade Golden Sand. And I I mixed two bronzers. I mixed one cooler toned just to help me to, you know, to make my face a little bit thinner, because it's, I am in those days. So I decided to combine the Nabla Skin Bronzing. This one is in the shade Soft Revenge. It's a really neutral slash cool tone, so I do enjoy to use it whenever I have to contour a little bit. As bronzer, as always, I'm using my Juvia's Place bronze in the shade. This one is the shade Tan. As blush, I'm wearing the again, Unearthly Cosmetics Spring Magic. Today I'm wearing the shade Nail Fire here. This color here, it's like a brownie terracotta shade, really pretty. As highlighter, I went into my drawer and I took some of the oldest one that I own. I came out with the Color Pop, so it's rained. This one, I cannot even read the name, but this one was one of those larger, you know, those cream to powder one. On my lips, I'm wearing a combo. I'm using the Nabla Cupid's Arrow in number 5, and then I was watching and it just seems too light, too much of a concealer lip, so I decided to go with a browner lip liner. So I decided to use the MAC in the shade Chestnut, but then I was like, well, why not make it glossy, since I never ever do glossy lips. So I decided to use my, where are you? Beauty Bay. This one is the shade Fizz. I do like this color here a lot. I feel that it's so good, and it's like a plumping lip gloss, so it will make my lips a little bit more, I do like. But now it's time to zoom you in and then do the eyes. At this point, you already know my first step is have to be primer. As primer today, I'm using the P. Louise eyeshadow base. This one is in the shade Rumors number 2, and I'm decided to use this one here because it's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, as you can see, so it can actually help a little bit the shadows that are not really my skin color. I'm grabbing the shade Orchard Orange here with my pencil brush. This one is the Sigma E13, and I'm placing this color into my inner corner. I already done this look the first time I recorded this video, so I will actually need help to recreate this look. I will actually try to recreate the same look that I created the first time, because I liked the look, and I already recorded the 2 palettes, 1 look, and then I didn't use those shadows because of course I used them in my first impression, and when it was time to editing the video I actually could not use the footage. Somehow I completely lost the footage. I don't know how I did it, but now I'm just bringing the color to my crease just a little bit here to the inner part of my crease. I don't know if you can actually see this shade because it's really similar to my skin tone. I feel that in real life you can see this pop of pastel orange, but on camera it's not that easy, which is fine. Now I'm grabbing my Zoeva 228, the crease brush, and the shade Magic Moss here, and I'm just blending this color into the outer part of my crease. I love the way this shadow looks on me, really cool. I will just try to don't make the green and the orange meet, because they will not really blend well together and I don't want to create a mess. Not now. Now I'm grabbing the same shade and placing really close to my lower lash line. I like the thick effect that this shade gives me. Now I'm gonna come back with the orange shade and I will bring this color closer to the green in my lower lash line too. Now I grabbed my Sigma E42, those little crease brush, which I love, and I'm gonna grab the color Eco here. I'm placing this color to my outer V, meeting with the green on my crease. If you're not really used to the pigmentation that Ensley Rain offers, I will recommend you to go little by little. In this way, it's not that easy to mess it up, because when it's about pigmentation, Ensley Rain just kill it. They just kill it. I'm sorry, they just do the best. And then I'm placing a little bit of the color Eco in the outer part of my lid. Now I come back with the color, with the brush that I used, the green moss, and I will blend the edges a little bit more. The good thing about Ensley Rain is that even though their eyeshadow are really pigmented, they are really easy to blend. As you can see, they blend like nothing. It's so good to use this kind of shadow. They don't make you work a lot. Look at this. Look at how much fast it went. Now I'm gonna come back with a little bit more of the shade Magic Moss, because I wanted that color to be more present, and to don't blend too much with the color Eco, just in the edges. So I will add a little bit more of that color. With what was left on my brush, just a little bit more. I mean, I'm blending the shade Eco. And I have to be honest with you, I loved this look the first time I created, and I don't know, I am not really good on recreated looks, so I love the shade Eco, because when I blended with the purple, it kind of became gray, and now it's more of a I don't know, it's more of green. I wanna grab my Sigma glitter glue, and I'm placing the Sigma glitter glue pretty much all over my lid, but in the end, you know, when it comes to the outer part of my lid, I will try to don't put too much. And when I feel that my eye is a little bit stucky, I would go with the eyeshadow. I'm gonna use the shade Golden Hour here. I will use the same finger, yes. Golden Hour here. Sorry. Look, this color, beautiful, and do you know if someone sells this color as single? It's so beautiful. It's like a teal that reflects orangey gold pink. It's so beautiful. Oh, look at this. It's so pretty, right? Same thing to the other eye, so let me just do the other eye. Look at this color. I don't know how is someone knows a dupe for this color here. It's so amazing. I want it as single as everything, because it's so beautiful and so reflective. I could stay here the whole day doing like I will not, I promise you. Ooh-hoo. Now I will grab a silicone brush, and this color here, which is Mystic Middle. I wanna wet the silicone applicator just to avoid fallout, you know. I wet when the shadow it's already on my brush, and then just placing that color into my inner corner, just to bring a touch of something. I don't remember if I did that or not. If I'm not mistaken, I did like nothing on my inner corner. But this eyeshadow has kind of a transparent base, so it will create the effect, the backwards effect. At least this one here, it's a teal, the shift orange, and here I have an orange, and I placed a transparent eyeshadow that shifts teal over it. So it kind of brings the look together somehow. Now I will grab a flat top brush. This one is the Sigma E15, and I want to grab the color Dewdrop here. and I wet the color, and I'm placing this color really close to my waterline here underneath my lower lash line. It's not really obviously, it's just a touch. And I dirtied my face. Am I the only one who does this? I hope not. I swatched the shadow on my face. My gosh. On my waterline, I'm using, I want to use a peachy. I have a peachy. I want to use this peachy orangey shade here. This one is from Beauty Bay, and I cannot read the name, I'm sorry. Look at this. How could I read this small of a name? I cannot, sorry about it. And I'm gonna place this color into my waterline. It's pretty much the same color of the shade Orchard Orange, so I could definitely use a NYX Jumbo pencil and put that color over. And now, with again the E15 that I just cleaned on my towel, I will grab the shade Echoes and I will follow my lower lash line without putting on my waterline. And I will stop in the middle. In this way I can lift a little bit my eye. It's just a touchy touch, you know. And I will push this color a little bit in the outer part of my lash. And now I'm coming back with the color Magic Moss and the same fluffy brush that I used for my crease. And I'm blending a little bit more here. Now it's time for lashes, and I'm gonna be right back to show you the final look, so stay tuned. Now this is the final look. Let me take this thing, imagine here from my okay. This is the final look with the lashes, and honestly I feel that I did a pretty good job on recreating that look. But even though I don't know if I actually did, I feel that this look is still stunning by itself. I like the mixture of this warm orangey pastel shade in the inner corner with the green in the outer V. I don't know, it kind of gives me grungy, fearless, crazy, loves look. Now, just go a little bit far away so we can actually talk about the palette. That should be enough, right? And what about this palette? And in this moment, I already done 4 looks with this palette. One that you will never see, and the other one, and the other 2 ones, that is the video that is coming to looks using this palette here, and this one here again, which was like the first one. But I have to say, I love the quality of each one of the eyeshadows. All the eyeshadows here are or duochrome or multichrome. All of them are extremely sparkly and fun to use. I feel that here we have some colors that I don't actually have a lot on my collection. Even the mattes are like really unique to my collection. It seems like this video won't come out. I don't know what's wrong, but my outro was completely cut out. So I'm here again with the same makeup, the same day, of course, trying to film the outro. So hopefully this time is gonna be the good one. First of all, the quality of Ensley Rain, it's amazing. I really do love the packaging. I have to be honest with you, the only thing that I don't really enjoy is that the ingredients aren't right on the back of the palette. Can be an issue if you are one of those people who is vegan or have some kind of allergy. So that's kind of sad, even though I think that after you open your palette, if you feel that you're allergic to something, you already throw it out. So the matte quality are really, really good. All the mattes are easy to blend, easy to build up on each other. You know, you can start from lightest to dark, from darkest to light. It doesn't matter. It will work amazingly anyway. when it comes to the shimmers are really good. You have some different texture. I didn't notice any crease in the shadow, even the one that I'm using today. You can see I am not creasing at all, so yay. But I don't really like how redundant some of the shades are in this palette here. And even though technically one by one all the shadows are really unique, they are not unique enough to this palette. To me, one of those two could be a different color just to give more dimension to this palette. Maybe a darker color will work amazingly, or a extremely light matte shadow will work amazingly too, just to create a little bit more of a contrast. But as a companion palette, I can see myself reaching out for this palette over and over again. And even though some colors here are redundant, I will still reach out for them to create different looks, different palettes. You know, I love the Ensley rain quality, so this palette here doesn't miss the mark. The only three critiques that I have to give to this palette here in particular is, first of all, I don't like how redundant some of the shades are. Second of all, I wish every color, every shade has the name on the back, because if you want to mix and match your shadows, you still want to know from where they come. At least I want to know from where my shadows come. The third critique that I have to give is that the ingredient list isn't in the back of the palette. By the way, this is the end of the video. I hope so. But see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao.